This UFC lightweight division is a complete mess right now, so I'm gonna fix it. Let's get straight into it. I'm going to be matching up majority of the fighters in the top 15 of the UFC rankings, because as exciting as the lightweight division is right now, I feel like it's kind of getting a bit stalled and just really cluttered. We do, but kind of don't have a clear number one contender. Obviously Arman's first in line, but Dana's being stubborn. So just looking at the rankings right now, first of all, we're going to kick Islam Makhachev out of here. He's going up to 175 to face my boy JDM, mate. And I know in my last video I said we should make Arman versus Ilia Topuria, but spoiler, I'm going to be flip-flopping on that decision. Obviously, Ilia Topuria, the new champ, the undisputed, the absolute demon that keeps knocking out all of our favorite fighters. I'm going to come back to him in just a little bit. Arman is ranked number 2, technically number 1 with Islam not here. If I'm the UFC matchmakers, which you never know I could be, I'm doing Arman versus Dan Hooker. I know that's a big jump from what I said in my last video about him fighting for the title next, but just hear me out. This is Battle of the Blockheads. These guys have genuine beef. If you look at their Twitter back and forth, it's hilarious. You can also kind of tell it's not really Arman making the tweets. And then Dan Hooker's probably just sipping on some VB, writing those tweets with his broken hand. Dana would rather jump off a cliff than give Arman a title shot right now. And I feel like this is genuinely the best matchup you could do for both of these fighters. Dan Hooker deserves someone ranked above him. And I feel like if Arman wins this fight, give him a title shot next. And if Dan Hooker wins this fight, you could also give him a title shot next, or you could match him up with someone exciting like Max Holloway after that. Alright, rank number 3 is Charles Oliveira. The only matchup I'm giving Charles Oliveira is a rightly fitted bed. I think he needs a couple months good night's sleep. I don't think he ended up taking Ilia Topuria's pillow, so he's gonna go out and have to shop for a new pillow first. Rest in peace, Charles. You are still with us, but in 6 months. I do want to see Charles take a significant amount of time off, especially after a knockout like that. I think once he's healed, you do Max versus Charles. I think even if Max doesn't win his fight against Dustin Poirier, which I would be completely shocked about, spoiler, I think that could be a fun fight, because I don't think you should put Charles back into kind of like a contender fight, or I think at this point in time he needs a fight that, you know, is fun, exciting for the fans, and is a big name. So him versus Max Holloway after some much needed rest. All right, next up, we've got Justin Gaethje, ranked number 4. Hear me out. You do Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. This will be the true battle of the saltiness. I feel like both these guys have very salty tendencies. And don't get me wrong, I love both of these fighters. I think it will be such an exciting fight because it will show us like where Justin Gaethje is in his career, because he said he's going to sit out until he gets a title shot. But he's getting to that age where, you know, it's kind of retirement, especially in the lightweight division. Plus, you know, his most recent win was against Rafael Fiziev, which isn't a clear indication as to how good Justin Gaethje is anymore. I think Fiziev is ranked number 11, so you can't really give him a title shot beating a ranked number 11 guy. And obviously he came off that Max Holloway loss only one fight ago, so I really don't understand where this is all coming from. I know he did a favor for the UFC by stepping in on short notice, but at the end of the day, this is a sport, right? We've kind of got to go based on rankings and results, even though that's not what happens in the UFC anymore. I also think this is a very winnable fight for Paddy, and I think it's clear the UFC wants Paddy versus Ilia to be the next fight, and the fans do. Like, I want that fight. Yes, it's going to be an easy sell because it's such a big fight and big name, but I think for the morale of the sport, it's important that I think you make Paddy go through Justin Gaethje first. I also think it'll be a really good test for him, because Justin Gaethje is a very hard hitter, similar to Ilia Topuria, and I think if Paddy can prove that he can come up with a smart game plan, stay on the outside, and pick Justin Gaethje apart, I think people will give him more of a shot against Ilia. Whereas if you put him against Ilia now, I personally think he will get knocked out, and I spoke about it in my last video. I think it will be a Darren Till effect where he goes on a losing streak because he was rushed too early to the title. So I think this is a really good boost in competition for him without sort of sending him to the gulag against Ilia. All right, now coming back to Ilia Topuria, have him sit out for a little bit. I know that's not what the fans want, but it won't be for very long, especially after Drake has rumored that Paddy and Justin Gaethje are fighting on UFC 319. I believe that's in August. So if you look at that timeline, say they both fight in August, right? Ilia said he wants one more fight this year, sometime around the end of the year. I think you do Ilia versus the winner of Paddy and Justin in December. Done deal. There's no point rushing Ilia into a title fight. I think let the division play out a little bit and then give him the next best up. And to be honest, if somehow Justin Gaethje wins this fight, I can't believe I'm writing him off, but I am, against Paddy. That's still a great fight. Ilia versus Justin Gaethje. Who does not want to see that? And like I said before, Ilia versus Paddy, easy sell, especially after being someone like Justin Gaethje. Doing these matchups will clear up the division a lot more and it'll help it make a lot more sense what to do next. We do have Gamrot and Beneil kind of both sitting on wins at the moment, ranked number 9 and also ranked number 8. I say you just match them up together for a rematch. Give them a rematch and let Gamrot get the win this time and finish off Beneil and send him to retirement. Sorry, Beneil. It could be a good co-main event for a fight night or even on a pay-per-view. We also have Moicano coming off a loss. You know, he's ranked number 12. I think you give him a prospect. He wants easy money, but I think with him coming off a loss, you can give him someone like Rufy. And yeah, I think I already said the main matchups I would make that would really help clear up the division. Let me know what you guys think about my matchups. Are they right? Make sure you guys do drop a like on this video. Make sure to subscribe as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.